Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Lightfoot Effects. I'd like to first start out this video by thanking everybody. We are now at 500 subscribers. Let's just keep it going. Super exciting. I really appreciate the support and everyone who's been following. It really helps the channel and I'm excited to see how far we can grow this thing. That said, I want to just jump right into what we're doing today. I have just received the Fractal FM9 Turbo. For those of you that don't know, this is an amp modeler, all-in-one pedal board platform. It's supposed to be really good, have really good quality. If any of you are familiar with the Fractal Audio FM9, it's the same device, but they crammed it into a all-in-one foot pedal. I've been running it for my live rig the past few weeks now, and I just wanted to show off what it's capable of and share some of the tones I've come up with on it. And then in another video, at some point, I'd love to go into a more in-depth review, maybe do some tutorials on how to get some tones set up. But this video is really just a worship pedal board that I built in the Fractal FM9. For those of you that don't know, that's my main genre of music. I play praise and worship at a bunch of different churches throughout downtown Boise, Idaho. I just wanted to try out the all-in-one modeling. Now there's some of you who are asking, Jay, what the heck? I thought you play with real pedals and use a real pedal board. Like, why are you going into modeling? Well, I love both worlds. I am not gonna get rid of the pedal board. I'm still gonna keep it. This is just a great scenario when I'm feeling like trying something different. Probably just jump back and forth. I have been loving the tones I've been getting out of this so far. So that said, let's get to it. So the guitar that I'm playing today is the Gretsch Broadcaster with TV Jones Classic pickups in the neck and the bridge. Here is the FM9. So the chain that I'm running, trying the matchless, DC30 on one side, and then on the other side, you are hearing the matchless Chieftain. With this guitar, I just went dual matchless. I think they make a sick combo. Here's the clean signal with a compressor turned on. I'm using the JFET compressor, which I believe is essentially an 1176, which is a super awesome compressor. Here's the clean tone. And then on the middle pickup, and then the neck pickup. I went and bought the EV2 expression pedal, so I'm just using this as for volume and swells. So what I have done is, the way I found the most optimal to set this up is I have it set up like my other pedal board, where I have 3 drives and then I have a boost. And then I have my reverbs. And then if I hit the more button, I can change my songs. So you'll see the screen here changes whenever I tap one of these to the new song. Then we have the pitch, which is like a pog, and then the chorus. And then I can turn my delay on and off, and I could tap in my delay tempo. So we'll have the delay on, which it comes on by default for every preset. I'm not doing anything with the scenes yet. I gotta figure that stuff out still. This is just how I would run it on my normal pedal board, where I have things grouped, so I can group my drives just by clicking on them, but I can keep them separate from my reverbs. So I can still switch from drives without changing reverbs, and I can kick the boost on or off. This is how I like to run things. If we do spontaneous things, I can build whatever I'm looking for in the moment. Some guys I know, they make it so they have multiple combinations per part of the song. Like they might mix a few of these together under one button for like the chorus, and then for like maybe the verse. I don't like to work that hard, so I just have it set in a way where I can never have to mess with that, and I can have my combinations. Here it is with the delay and the reverb on the clean tone. This is my short reverb. And then we've got medium reverb. And then we have long reverb. And then we have longest, which is crazy long reverb. I have my reverbs running before my amps, before the digital amps, because I want the crackle and I want that like compressed, explodey sound. I'm not a fan of running them after the amps. It's just, I would if I was doing rhythm. I mostly play lead guitar, so I really want that reverb to be mushy and pushy. If I was doing rhythm, I'd probably run it after the amps and it would be a lot cleaner. So here's the long reverb. So with all those reverbs and including the delay, I'm doing something pretty cool called running in parallel, which is something that you can do with these that's pretty awesome. With the Fractal, you can run your reverb separate from your dry, and then you can blend it in. So it's almost like doing a wet, dry, wet rig. You can do the same with your delay. So like, no matter how washy I make my reverb, the dry signal can still come out. It's a cool concept. If we click on the middle button here, you can see the chain. It looks super weird. Yeah, here it is. So here's my clean line, and then you got the delay on the side here being blended in, and then up here you've got the reverb being blended in, and then I have it going into the 2 amps, into the cab, and then nothing after the amps. So then for overdrives, I'm going to turn off the delay. I'm running a clon as my stage 1, so we got my clean. Here's the clon. And then the clean tone. Then for second stage, I'm using what's called a shim drive. Oh, sorry, it's called the shimmer drive. I named it shim drive to save space. It's a little higher gain than the clon. And then I have the amp 11 drive. It's like called heart pedal amp 11 or something like that. It's pretty good for like a high gainy sound, like a lead line sound. So those are the level of my drives. And then I have a boost. This is just boosting my output into the amps. So here it is without the boost. Here it is with the boost. And then what I like to do is I'll turn on an overdrive, and then maybe I'll boost that overdrive to hit the amps harder. So let's hear some delay, and we'll turn on the reverb, and we'll do like some lead line type stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this. And we've got like chorus. We have a pitch. I did like a pog thing. So to turn off my effects, I just go back and forth if I need pog or chorus, and I can switch between 2 pages of effects essentially. But like I said, I have them grouped, so like I can change my drives without messing with my reverbs, and I can have the boost on and off while keeping the drives. I have each drive separate. I don't like to stack them. I like to use the pog to get kind of those Jesus culture-y lead lines. Now here we are with the Nash tele. This is just another preset that I made. So this one utilizes the, this is the matchless DC30 paired with the Supro. I find that to be a pretty cool combination. I like to use the Supro to get kind of my Fender sound. I just like the way it breaks up better. Another thing I need to let you guys know is you probably see all the scenes here on my presets. I'm actually not using any of those. Those are leftovers from patches I've bought just to use as inspiration. So not to be confused, I'm not doing any scenes. I'm just staying on this main one that I made for everything, and they just go through these chains of effects. Here is the clean tone of the DC30 and the Supro with the tele. Then here it is with the Klon. Then the shimmer drive. And then the amp 11. And we'll play around a little bit. that is the FM9. We'll go over a few things about it. It's got stereo outs. It's got a second pair of stereo outs using XLRs. You can also use line if you prefer that. You can link up other Fractal pedals with it. So if you want more buttons than these, you can use this link, I believe, right here with a cable to connect like another row of buttons. You can buy like their extra stuff. The nice thing about the expression pedal is it's a TRS cable, so it only needs to go in one input, and you can assign it to anything. I can make this pedal control any parameter I want, any of my effects in the chain. My board's pretty simple right now. I'm still figuring this thing out. These are the sounds I've been using the past few weeks. I'm loving it. It's a great device. I've used the Helix before. I much prefer this compared to Helix because the amps are so much easier to set up. You don't have to do any weird like high cuts or low cuts. You can literally just set them up how you like them with just the basic knobs as if it were a real amp, and they just come through like perfect. The amps kind of have a low mid, like there's kind of some low mids that come through a lot more, and I think it makes it feel better. It feels really good. The amps on the FM9, they're on par with the Universal Audio or the Ruby and the Dream. It's like that same level. I think they're neck and neck. So if you're wanting something to do your whole pedal board, this is a great solution. It is much harder to learn though than something like the Helix. The Helix is a lot easier. And you gotta buy the foot pedal separately if you want the swells and everything. That part kind of sucks, but I think it's worth the money for the quality you get out of this. It's not easy to use through the interface. I do everything on the computer. This will link up to a PC and you can edit your effects that way. I want to do a more in-depth review of this. There's a lot of videos I want to do. I want to go in more with the iridiums. We'll try some tone matching. I want to do more videos with the Universal Audio stuff. I want to do more videos where we will interact with the FM9 more. I'll walk you through how I set up a preset. It's just whichever one I want to do next. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps tremendously. I'm so happy we're halfway to 1,000. Woo! The goal is to get to 1,000 because then I get monetized. That's not why I'm doing this. I do this because I love gear and it's fun. It'll just help out once we get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and we'll keep shooting out these videos. Anyways, thanks for tuning in and watching. If you haven't tried one of these FM9s yet, or the FM3, or any of the Axe Effect stuff, you gotta do yourself a favor and try it. They're great pedals. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.